this motherfucker jumping, who gon' take it too far? I'm tryna see who pistol thumping, bullets light up the dark. Every time my body drop, it look like pieces of art. And with this chopper, paint the block up, nigga, call me Bob Ross. Hey, I'm who they wanna be, want me be the old me. New with me, just ride the beat, boy, Jay got the best of me.
Yes, sir. Back with another video, man. This is my last video of the day, man. Let's go ahead and get right, bro. I know a few people from my small little Canadian fan base that I have. I reacted to the Canadian drill song. I'm gonna just consider it like some Canadian type drill type shit. With Rolexx Homi, right? And y'all say that shit sent off shockwaves of wars all throughout the city, and shit got crazy after he dropped that song, Avengers came around, right? And y'all told me it was the 9 block shit. He was talking about 3 different gangs that's on 3 different blocks, and that's why he said 9 blocks and this and that. That's why he called them the Avengers and all that type of shit, right? Because they assembled the 9 blocks together, right? So we reacted to the savages from the 6, man. The Rolexx Homi. I guess this is more like just talking about the rappers, and I guess it's like a profile for them type shit, you know, just talking about what the rapper do and this and that. I'm not sure, right? Because I've seen other artists on here, right? This is more like some documentary type shit. I'm not sure. Y'all let me know. I will find out after this video too. But I mean, if y'all got some more insight on really what the damn thing is about, I see it's more like a series though. Let's go ahead and get right into it. If you do, make sure you motherfucking subscribe, man. Go ahead, hit that motherfucking subscribe. Hit that motherfucking bell right now, my nigga. Hit it right now. Let me back up. I don't know, man. I got a whole bunch of motherfucking energy, man. But let's go ahead and get right into the video. Let's get started, bro.
Your homie riding on a scooter, they chased him in the binos. He pointing at the shooters. Right in front of, they start popping shots. Bang, bang, anywhere, man, the homie block.
This is 31-year-old Rowan Atkins. Better.
This is him? He sound like how he sound, though.
Known is Rolexx Homi. He's a rapper from the Alexandra Park area of Toronto and part of the PO, MG4L collective. Now he's still relatively new to the rap game, but he's put out some mentionable tracks, such as Wicker, Still Remix, and Hot Heads. But he's mostly known for his features on Halal Meat and Ride, with both songs racking in millions of views on YouTube. Now before he went by Rolexx Homi, he was rapping under the name Tommy Guns, and he has a video of him freestyling on a rap sheet.
Tommy Dance was his first rap name? Tommy Dance?
He was rapping under the name Tommy Guns, and he has a video of him freestyling on a rap sheet DVD.
Say yo, Francis won't stop the hollow from poisoning you. I come through the block to find you.
Now it seems like another rapper with some potential, but Rolexx Homi couldn't seem to focus on just making music, a common problem amongst artists who come from the rough parts of the city. So Rolexx Homi usually wear a mask in his pictures and videos to hide his face and conceal his identity. But he recently made headlines, and the media ended up unmasking him. On August 13th of this year,
That's tough.
he found himself in the spotlight after he made a post on his Instagram with 3,000 plus followers, where he said to quote unquote, shoot everyone in Regent Park. Well, someone ended up...
Nigga, what? Nigga, you put that on the... What is with niggas and snitching on theyself? What? It is alleged that a man used his Instagram account to post a threat. He concealed his 3,000 followers to shoot everyone in Regent Park. His followers include gang members who have been antagonistic to Regent Park community. I was going to say antagonist, but I see it was antagonistic, so what be wrong with y'all, bro? I don't understand.
Reporting it, and now the Toronto police are looking for Rolexx, and he's wanted for a threatening death investigation. Now there is some speculation as to whether it was his real account or if he was the one who actually posted it, but nonetheless, he is currently wanted. Now although this is Rolexx's most recent affair with police, his rap sheet goes much further back, as well as his history in the streets. So today, On Savages from the 6, we'll take a look at Rolexx Homi.
So this video must have came out before he dropped Avengers K, I'm guessing. Or he might just mention it there. We gonna see, man.
So Rolexx grew up in Alexandra Park, a district near the downtown core. He's from the Atkinson Co-op, which is an array of public housing, including a few high-rises and a bunch of smaller complex buildings. The housing project used to be way bigger, but large sections of the co-op have since been demolished. This was part of the city's attempt to revitalize the neighborhood and curb the violence. Atkinson Co-op goes by the alias PO, which stands for Project Originals. This was a gang that was formed way back in the 1980s, that since splintered into subset gangs like MG4L, which is the same group that popular Toronto rappers Casper and K-Money are from. Alexandra Park has been a rough area for decades, known for gang and drug activity, and home to numerous shootings.
God damn, 2-1 night shooting, 2 shot there in Park, shot both of their legs.
Given its close proximity to another large cluster of public housing, Regent Park, PO found themselves feuding with local groups like Halal Gang and Sick Thugs. This ongoing beef keeps the area in a hostile state of war, and police on their toes, as gangs battle for control of the lucrative downtown drug trade. Growing up in a neighborhood like Alexandra Park, Rolexx quickly found himself caught up in the streets as a young teenager. He started getting mixed up with some members of PO, and eventually would make his introduction to the police system. Rolexx's first documented run-in with the law happened way back in the fall of 2005. On September 20th, it's alleged that Rolexx and a few friends got a tip that there was a large amount of cash stashed inside a Windsor home. They decided that they wanted to rob the place, so the 4 young men made the 3-hour drive west from Toronto to Windsor.
Damn. The niggas had to guarantee that money. Was that 3 hours? 3 motherfucking hours, my nigga. 3.
When they arrived, one of the men knocked on the door holding a pizza box and posing as a lost delivery driver. Once the man answered, the masquerader dropped the box and raised the gun. The others then appeared, wielding guns and knives, and forced their way inside the home. The man's girlfriend...
Niggas out here. Pizza man. Oh my goodness, bro.
was also in the house, so they tied the couple up and started threatening them and demanding cash. The victims somehow managed to call the police before escaping the house, leaving the perps inside. Police quickly responded and surrounded the home. There was an intense 3-hour standoff before all 4 of the men surrendered and were promptly arrested.
How the Yo, it took 3 hours to get there, finally get there. Waste another 3 hours. Don't even get the money that y'all came there for. Waste another 3 hours in a standoff because you know you're not going nowhere. That's wild, boy. That's wild right there.
One of the men arrested was Rolexx. He ended up being charged with breaking and entering, armed robbery, forcible confinement, and uttering threats. He pleaded guilty to all the charges. Now at this time he was only 16 years old and considered a youth offender, so the court system was lenient on the charges. For his role in the brazen armed home invasion, Rolexx received 2 years and 7 months in a youth detention center, followed by 3 years of probation. One of Rolexx co-accused in the crime was Michael Nguyen, an Asian Assassins gang member who was the victim killed in the Yorkdale shooting at Happy Mission. One of Rolexx co-accused in the crime was Michael Nguyen, an Asian Assassins gang member who was the victim killed in the Yorkdale shooting that happened in 2013, where a shooter opened fire in the mall's parking lot, hitting Michael multiple times. But back to Rolexx. While he was locked up, the media reported that he made...
What the fuck? Why did he bring him up then? Like, he brought that nigga in for a brief second. That was one of the motherfuckers who got locked up with him. What?
positive improvements in his behavior and even managed to earn 18 high school credits while behind bars. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to keep the same positive demeanor once he was released, because just a few months after getting out, he found himself caught up on the wrong side of the law once again. The next incident takes place on September 24th, 2008, in the Finch and Morningside area of Scarborough. Police responded to the area to investigate a suspicious person and saw the individual on the corner of the street. When the suspect saw the police, he quickly boarded a TTC bus in a futile attempt to escape. The officers then stopped the bus, and the suspect, who ended up being Rolexx, was arrested. The police then made him retrace his steps, where they alleged
Nigga, what? Nigga, do you know that I can see you? Like, I gotta hit him with the Cat Williams. Like, nigga, did you really just try to run on the bus? Like, we can't just stop that bitch? Like, the criminals of today, man. The criminals of today. Okay.
allegedly found a .357 Magnum in a backyard. This heavy-duty revolver was loaded with 5 bullets. Rolexx was charged with 9 firearms-related offenses. Miraculously, the court system still had mercy on Rolexx, and he found himself being released on probation. This close call made him tread carefully for a few years, but he would soon get into trouble once again. We're now brought to the frosty night of December 31st, 2010, to the Queen and Spadina area of downtown Toronto. It's New Year's Eve, and the streets are packed with people partying and celebrating. And there's Tavis officers roaming the streets trying to keep everybody safe. Now, Tavis is a specific branch of Toronto police geared to anti-violence and basically gun control. Now, this was way back in 2010, years before carding was made illegal. So police were allowed to stop, question, and essentially search anyone they wanted without reason. While this unit was patrolling the downtown streets when they came across a man, Rolexx, who they deemed to look suspicious. The police decided to investigate, and Rolexx was searched. They found a loaded Jennings 9mm pistol with 7 rounds of ammo. He was arrested and charged with 8 firearms-related offenses. Rolexx was found guilty, and this time
That's tough that they was even able to do that. But damn, bro. I mean, shit, he out trying to protect himself, right? I ain't gonna say he was trying to be on no bullshit. You know, you never know what was going on. The fact that they was just able to stop that nigga like that, that is wild. That is wild. You just, well, I think he's suspicious. Stop him. What? Get the fuck.
time, since he was a full-fledged adult, he received a harsher jail sentence, which ended up being 6 years. Now, after a long 6 summers behind bars, Rolexx was released, but not without conditions. He was on a strict probation, which put a lot of pressure on Rolexx to keep his hands clean or he'd quickly be back in jail. Well, this proved to be a lot to handle, because in January of 2017, he managed to breach his parole conditions. His probation officer quickly notified the police, and they put out a Canada-wide warrant for Rolexx for a mere breach of parole. It goes to show that the police didn't really take baby steps when it came to Rolexx. Now, this is around the time where he appeared in the Halal Meat music video, so the mask made sense since he was technically on the run at the time. Now, it's not confirmed, but there is some rumors that Rolexx was actually one of the victims hit by gunfire in a shooting that took place on July 1st, 2018. Now, this incident happened in the College in Augusta, Kensington Market area, which is pretty close to Alexandra Park. The aftermath of the shooting was 4 people injured and 19-year-old Marcel Temme being killed. Now, police only released the name of the deceased victims and not the ones injured, so we can't be sure if it was Rolexx. Now, this happened just the day after popular rapper Smoke Dogg was killed in a brazen downtown shooting. Now, at first, he shoots.
Who is this? Who is Smoke Dogg, bruh? He said popular rapper Smoke Dogg. I've never heard of him. Well, it's because I don't listen to Toronto or Canadian rap like that either, so. Like, I know who Robin Banks is. I know somebody wanted me to react to Robin Banks. I know who that is. Like, I already explained it to him. Like, I knew who Robin Banks was for some years now. I just didn't. The fuck? I just didn't know that he was a Toronto rapper. That's my whole thing. When I first heard him, I thought he was just some dude from a small, city in the States, right? I didn't think really nothing of it for real, bro. Not for the cap. You know, I didn't really look into the background on him. I was in high school. You know, I was still a kid for real. Like, I didn't really care. I was just rocking with his music. Whole time the man's is from Toronto. That's crazy.
Shootings appear to be related to the Halal Gang and PO beef, since Smoke Dogg's last music video had clips of him rapping in front of the main Atkinson Co-op building. And there was even some rumors that Rolexx was the shooter. While the speculation of these incidents being connected, as well as Rolexx being responsible, were laid to rest when 21 Neat was arrested for the murder, who was from a whole different area in Toronto, Driftwood, as well as a whole different gang. Now, I couldn't find any clear information of when Rolexx was arrested for his parole breach, but he was confirmed to be in jail in 2019.
I don't know who these other guys is. I heard of 21 and 22 Neat. They brothers. That's the only thing I know. I haven't heard any songs by them, but it was the Houdini and Fallen Rappers thing that I seen. So that's the only reason I know kind of who they are, right? I just know it's two brothers or like the leaders type shit.
And some of 2020. Toronto Star reported that Rolexx actually just got out of jail a few months ago, and that his previous parole breach was actually for him being in possession of ammunition. They also reported that he was arrested for a robbery charge in the same incident, but apparently that charge was later dropped. Doing my research for this video, I found rumors circulating that Rolexx has a couple of bodies, but obviously none of these claims could be confirmed. Honestly, what makes this guy a savage is just the rep he seems to carry. It seems like a lot of Rolexx's dirty work is on the low, as he's very secretive. The police view Rolexx as a dangerous individual, so it makes sense that the same would apply for people in the streets. He was really low-key, keeping in the shadows and maintaining a low profile. It was a smart tactic, but this anonymity was eventually compromised, but only by his own actions. Which brings us back to the present day, where Rolexx Homi is currently wanted and on the run for threatening Regent Park on the internet. It seems like the Toronto police don't take lightly to Rolexx, with his own lawyer saying it's extremely rare for police to issue a warrant for an online threat. Although his lawyer declined to comment if Rolexx...
That's tough, boy. They is not playing with your ass, boy. This nigga made an online threat. Yeah, go ahead and come in, buddy. We gotta get you. Now the nigga on the run just for an online threat. So why would you even say something like that, bro? My thing is, why would you say something like that?
Rolexx would end up turning himself in or not. It doesn't seem like his run-ins with the law are gonna stop anytime soon. He seemed to be a pretty good rapper, and hopefully we can hear some more music from him. If only he could concentrate and not get distracted by the streets.
Well, a little more knowledge on the Toronto side of things. That nigga is wild right there. That nigga is wild. Because I did not know who he was. This little profile revealed more. Y'all said that Avengers K sent shit up, boy. That motherfucker sent some shit up, boy. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get out. This is the last video of the day. If you're new, make sure you motherfucking subscribe. Hit that motherfucking bell. Hit that motherfucking like button. Hit all the shit, man. Hit all the comment section. Nigga, hit everything. Nigga, hit everything. But I'm gonna go ahead and get out. Your boy. I hope.
Yeah, no, we not lazy, we working. Yeah, used to walk, now we in Porsche. Yeah, I got gelato and sherbet. Yeah, I ran that check up on purpose. Yeah. I got pink rocks on Hawaiian, yeah. Keep me in strong like I'm dyking, yeah.